For the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation Podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 10 plus years. That game's meaning. I want to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, come check out our socials, Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and X. All of those links can be found in the description below.
If you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/PopCulturists. We watch us record this show live, where you can jump in the chat and become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation Pod. If you are listening to us on podcast services, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you watch us on YouTube, be sure to like, scroll, comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. And if you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/PopCulturists. As well as our merchandise store, PopCulturists.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other sorted shit with our logos on it. It's been another week of Mustache Max, and I hate it. I am hating it further than I did the previous weeks. For those who don't know, doing the Mo for the Movembers, and I hate it. It is really annoying, and I want it gone, and I cannot wait till the 30th of November because, like, the second my day's done, just
Shave it off and pencil it back on. No one will know.
Yeah, it's true. But, like, I think I said this last week. Like, it's depressing because this is the best mustache I've ever done, and this is it. And it's annoying me. And, like, the 3 donations that I've received, thank you to all 3 of those individuals, much love, is not enough to keep this fucking trash mustache.
This trash stash.
This trash stash. It's bumming me out. But yeah, look, I'm a little bit fucking tired today. I just came back from working a wrestling show, as I do. Normally we tried to switch things around yesterday to record the day before. Max had baby problems, baby challenges.
Oh mate, don't even get me started.
Fucking children.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, how was your week? You know, as we start every show, how's your week been?
Well, we had a COVID scare.
Oh, that's not good.
Apparently, Hadley's kinder has been riddled with COVID cases this week, and they didn't tell us until Friday morning.
Yeah.
So, rad. But other than that, it was a pretty chill week.
Yeah.
Hadley, no one has COVID.
Oh, that's good, because I rocked up to your house.
Assuming the rat tests aren't ball bags.
Oh. Well, I could do some time off, so I'll take some COVID. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I guess I was around your house this week, so I hope you didn't have fucking COVID. Mind you, I was only in your house for like 45 seconds, but I don't know. That COVID's pretty it's pretty vicious when it wants to.
Yeah, it is.
No, but I was over at your place to pick up a disc of Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers Extended Edition. So, in true, like I'm a child, because under most circumstances I am kind of a child, you were like, oh hey, you know how you have my copy of Lord of the Rings that you borrowed when you bought your TV like 12 weeks ago, about 12 weeks, 12 months ago, whenever the fuck it was.
About the time it takes to watch Lord of the Rings Extended
and you're like, you've had it for ages, can I have it back? I went, oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet. And then because you want it back, I went, I should probably watch it now, eh? So I did, and it was awesome, and it was totally the right decision. And until I went, oh man, how good's Fellowship of the Ring? Let's go to Two Towers. And you're like, too fucking bad. I have disc 1. Eat butt. So I had to trade you your Harry Potter box set for your disc 1 of Two Towers, just so that I could borrow it longer and just inconvenience you more, I guess.
That's all right.
It is very, very good, though. Like, it's one of those things, like, it's been a while since I've watched it, and watching it with the beautiful new telly, well, not so new telly now, but the Atmos, having, like, the overhead speakers, so, like, the opening battle, like, you know, with Elrond and whatever, and the Huzma and the Sauron, whatever, like, just arrows, like, like, you hear them, like, launching over your head, like, the Nazgul, like, their screech just surrounds you, it swarms you, like, hashtag not sponsored by Atmos, but god damn, I'm open to it, because holy shit. Like, there are, like, streaming, like, some streaming services offer Atmos support, and that's rad. But not all of them, like, it's not as good. Because, like, when it's on the disc, it's, like, uncompressed entirely. There's nothing else like it. It's so good. Excuse me. So good. Absolutely amazing. Good old Lord of the Rings. Although there are some things that do not benefit from 4K. You go, ooh, you're an old piece of CGI. But then sometimes you're like, that looks absolutely incredible. Like, how is that not everything? That's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, my week's pretty chill. I did spend most of this week in Newcastle for work. So I went up there, obviously for work, and I had some intention, Max, and you know the intention. We acquired Alan Wake 2, and I was like, I'm gonna play this when I'm in Sydney or in Newcastle. I'll play it in the hotel. It'll be awesome because I'll be able to sit down and focus on it and give it a go. Didn't do that because the TV in the hotel was asshole. I was like, well, this game I think it would benefit, especially with the use of all the lighting and the darkness. I'm like, well, I want it to be on a good tally. So I didn't touch it. I ended up playing House Flipper most of the time. But since coming back, I have played more Alan Wake. So let's go to the section we call Inform the Players. It's actually called what we've been playing because I haven't really thought of a new one, that one yet. Alan Wake 2. Now, Max, you touched upon it a couple of weeks ago. Didn't dip your toes in too hard. You've jumped in it again this week. Didn't dip your toes any further.
Yeah, still haven't dipped my toes in much. I've literally just played the opening prologue section where you run around as Naked Man.
Oh man, look, I really appreciate them. I really appreciate Remedy using my body double, but permission would have been lovely because I felt so attacked. It's a dude
and a check.
Yeah, yeah, a check would also have been nice because like they nailed it down to like little tum-tum and no ass and a small weenie, and like that's all. That's me. 3 tick. No check is I would take cash if that's needed. Remedy cash is also good. But yeah, so you've only just done the prologue section.
Yeah,
there's not a lot you can talk about, but
not at all.
What is your initial impressions of that just that opening section alone?
Oh, jeez. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. I mean, granted, you are essentially stumbling through what is a dark forest, so there's not too much bright light going on. But yeah, going through looks fantastic. Character models look great. Environment looked great so far. A few jump scares, which was nice. Much appreciated. I was playing, all the lights off, headphones on. Getting involved, and then I got distracted by other things.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle.
So I've done the first chapter, and I couldn't say how long I'm into the second one, but I've been playing for a little while. But the little while for me is because one of the things this one does compared to say Alan Wake 1, where it kind of encourages you to explore all the little nooks and crannies. So, a couple of different things here. So, this is set literally 13 years. So, Alan Wake 1 was set in 2010. This is set in 2023. You play as Saga Anderson, and you do also switch between her and Alan Wake later on. But so she's the other lead character you play. She's an FBI agent working alongside played by the guy who's the creative director, whose name escapes me right now. I had it on the tip of my tongue and it's gone. Sam Lake. He plays was it Casey Allen? No. Casey something Casey. Like a fellow FBI agent who is also named after the characters that appear in Alan Wake's book. So it's just pure coincidence. It's always what you're led to believe at the beginning. And you are sent to Cauldron Lake, the location of the first game, to look into these mysterious murders, very cult-like murders, and sort of chaos ensues. So, to what you're saying, Max, like in the opening chapter, you experience it as Naked Man, and then it expands into
Yeah, it kind of gives you a
Delve
feel
in.
for what is to come.
Yeah, so as of yet,
It does set the tone pretty well.
yeah, so as of yet, in terms of those tone, it's really going down that like creepy RE2 sort of vibe, like Resident Evil remake. In that there's not a lot of combat yet. It's a lot of like kind of little puzzles. It's a lot of environmental storytelling, and a lot of you just getting to grips with stuff. And I'm really enjoying it for that reason. So it's making me search every little area to try find clues. Because one of the big things that this character has, which is Saga Anderson, she has her own version of the Mind Palace. For those that you may remember from Sherlock Holmes, he has the Mind Palace, right? It's where he gets into his brain, into his thoughts, into his imagination to use it to solve crimes by looking, like literally creating a physical room in his head where you can go and plan all the clues on a wall, etc. So you do that in this game, and it's really kind of fun. I dig that idea a lot because it allows you to sort of do your Pepe Sylvia's red cotton strings on a wall, which is always fun. But it also nicely lines up because, you're an FBI agent and get into all these cool investigations, and it kind of turns it on its head. It's not as action heavy. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I was so sorry for the yawns. As I said, it's been a very, very long day. So it's kind of fun to have it do that, which kind of makes you look more into the storytelling. And it really kind of turns into... the way I see it is they've kind of demonstrating all the learnings that they've done from Alan Wake, from Control, especially from Quantum Break. So there's a lot more mix between live action and in-gameplay footage. So there's a lot of, very similar to what we saw in Control, or even most especially in Quantum Break. So there are moments, where a game character's, thinking, and then behind them is like live action video, FMV, full motion video even. And like you can find TVs and there's little ads in there. So think kind of like what you experienced in Control, it's probably the most recent example, and crank it up a bit. Speaking of Control, with the DLC for Control being the AWE, the Alan Wake experience, there is a good amount of Control references as well. Like very quickly you find signs of around Cauldron Lake saying, this is all fenced off as per the FBC, the Federal Bureau of Control, which is cool. A couple of references here and there, which is lovely. But look, I'm really, really digging it because what I loved about Control was it was very X-Files, it was very Twin Peaks, which is most certainly what Alan Wake was. It's even because the Alan Wake was very Twilight Zone, it is mixed with Twin Peaks. Where this one is interesting. It's like they've taken Twin Peaks, X-Files with a little bit of Twilight Zone, but they've also thrown in some of the iconography from True Detective. So, did you watch True Detective?
No.
Oh man, holy shit, what a fucking incredible series.
You're throwing out a lot of shows that I haven't watched.
Oh, well, True Detective was a HBO series starring Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. Was about these two sort of FBI agents solving these very cult-inspired murders. It's set in the Midwest of America, so it's a lot of woodland, a lot of deer iconography. Very, very incredible fucking show. Super batshit weird, but also incredible. So I'm taking a lot of inspiration from True Detective, which is fantastic. And it's still very, very early days, but like I love it. I think the game looks great. I have had some interesting, I guess, light issues. There are some times where you'll be walking around, and I don't know whether it's a ray tracing issue or whatever, and it almost looks like you get kind of covered in little sparkles, like a little shimmer for a little while. It's like the little sparkles.
The vampire.
I did think it was some Twilight reference. I'm like, no, it wouldn't make sense. So it's just clearly some lighting glitch. But that's okay. It happens. It's happened a couple times, but oh my god, I'm so sorry. But like it's running fine everywhere else. I'm running on. So it's quality and performance. I was finding that the visual discrepancy between the quality and the performance was a little too much for me. Mm-hmm. So it had motion blur as well. I had to turn that off because it was almost like leaving this interesting streak as they moved, which made me just want to vomit, so I turned that off. But yeah, it looks good, sounds great. The character model, like there are moments where the character models are just absolutely incredible. And I cannot wait to see the rest of the game. I have more thoughts coming, of course. Outside of that, I have been playing a new farming game, Max. Shock horror. It's called Coral Island. So this game I backed on Kickstarter what feels like years ago. And I forgot about it. And then occasionally I get updates. So, oh, yeah, cool. So it kind of hits all the regular beats of your farming game in that, hey, you go to this island or this old town, you get a shitty old farm. Oh, big company's coming in. Very Stardew influence. You're like, oh, this big company's they're gonna wreck the island and you've got to fight them with your farm. The art style is lovely. I really dig it. It's kind of... The character models are very anime-y, but also very Disney Pixar designed.
Okay.
I mean anime in terms of like, big eyes, but that's also a very big Pixar thing as well. There's like a character who literally looks like the African American gentleman from the one with the came out a couple years ago. There's a guitar in there. It's not called Sing. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the last couple Pixar movies, might I add. But it looks like that guy.
You talking about Loco?
No, because that was a Spanish man. What the fuck is that?
Now I need to look.
All right. Yeah, but yeah. So there's that. Like it's cool. The farm is huge, which is awesome. So you can Soul. That's the one. Thank you, Soul. Yeah, it was Soul. The second you said that, I was like, yes, that one.
I meant Coco, not Loco.
That's what I thought you meant. So I thought you meant Coco, but yeah.
I did mean Coco.
Yes, that was all right. Like I said, the big farm is cool, so it kind of gives you a bit more options to have a bunch of fun. The town's interesting. It's massive, though. So, like, getting from one place to another does take a while. Like, you do have, like, a sprint, but yeah, there's a dash as well to get you a little bit of a skew. But, like, it's just too big. Just too big. But I imagine, like, over time, once you get to know the map better and you sort of set off with a mission, like, you know exactly where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, etc. So you're not really too worried about the distances. But yeah, no, it's good. It's more farming. It does hit a lot of the standard beats. Like if you know and love the farming genre, you go, oh yeah, okay, oh it's hitting that one. Oh okay, it's doing that. Oh yeah, excellent, fantastic. So that's very interesting. What about yourself, Max? I assume you've been playing a lot more Diablo 4.
Yeah, so I think my Diablo 4 is going to slow down now. I have now completed the end game and can solo all the bosses.
Nice.
My build is pretty much complete. I'm sitting at level 98 of 100. I know they are dropping new content mid-December. They've got like the true... they're dropping more end game content, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, things may slow down now. I'm kind of just trying to chip away at the last few unique items that I haven't got.
Yep.
But they literally have like a 2% drop chance. So, yeah, now's the time. I'm going to, start chipping away at some of the backlog. I have been playing more Call of Duty Zombies. It's still great. Still really enjoying my time with it. No, so with the latest patch, they did fix it. You can no longer duplicate guns and turrets.
Oh.
They've also lowered the amount of zombies that spawn in on exfil, which is kind of a bummer.
So Max was explaining to me this little glitch in the game. So because it's set very similar to DMZ, but with zombies, so you can essentially call in an exfil, which then just gets zombies to swarm. But you can duplicate a turret, so you can stand in the middle, just circle yourself in turrets. Call the exfil, waves, guns them all down.
And you would get XP,
you get
for
XP
whichever
like a crazy.
hold.
Next thing you know, you've prestiged. Oh, and then you can choose the exfil. Or you can just cancel the exfil and then do it again.
So now they've if you call an exfil and don't exfil, there's a 2-minute cooldown timer on it. You can't call in another one for another 2 minutes.
What was it before?
Instant.
Oh wow, yeah, okay, that's a big change.
And you also it's gone from hundreds of zombies to tens of zombies spawning
well.
in the next level.
Hundreds
So now
of
it's not
zombies, that would have been horrifying.
Yeah, so I think their reasoning behind it was everyone was doing this glitch at once, and there was, I think, 3 to 4 exfils
Oh, so
on a
just
map.
started really choking out.
So apparently it started really choking out the the online play, because if everyone was doing this on all their exfils, thousands of things would spawn in at once and chug the servers real hard.
Wow. Wow.
So apparently it's for stability reasons, not for
hack reasons, yeah.
not for, gaming the system.
Well, whatever reason they need, I guess.
Has
been anything else you've checked out this week?
Not really. Yeah, I've just been playing Zombies, Diablo, and Rocket League.
Nice. So for those of you that listened to last week's episode, you may realize I started talking about a game I couldn't. And then I had to cut it out from the final version because I'm a dingus. That game's Karmazoo. So Karmazoo is a cool little game from Devolver. Haven't spent a lot more time with it since last week. I touched upon some beats about it, so it's very cool, very supportive co-op. I would like to spend a bit more time with it to play. It's got some cool multiplayer options. Max, you and I will both receive, lovely, kindly receive codes from.
Play some co-op and check it out.
Team over. So I have to play some co-op action because it is built around co-op with the idea of the game smartly understanding the character types that you've picked, and then it will procedurally generate levels based on what you've selected, and it causes you to sort of be really, really good team dynamic, which is fun. I like that a lot. Other than that, more House Flipper, as I mentioned, played a lot of that while I was away. Just took big dents out of the luxury, which is their big high-end houses, and the pets one. Haven't bought the farm one yet because it was still not on sale, and I'm not paying $30 for DLC for House Flipper. Even though I'm spending enough time with it at the moment, I probably would pay it and enjoy it. So I don't know why I'm being hesitant. But I have dove back into Remnant 2 also because the first bit of DLC, the Awakened King, has launched. It launched about a week ago now. Yeah. How'd that go?
So that's it's essentially a one-shot campaign thing. So you re-roll your adventure mode and you just pick that. So I've literally played maybe 20 minutes of it. I only just booted it up today. I know that they've added, so there's a ton of new bosses, new areas to explore, new items, new traits, all that fun stuff. And they've, new classes as well. So I haven't unlocked the new class yet. But yeah, it seems to be more of the same. But yeah, it's good fun. I really enjoyed my time with the base game of Remnant 2. So more content is always good.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. And because I bought the digital deluxe edition, it came with the season pass, so I'll get all the DLCs when they release, as they release.
Beautiful.
Which is cool.
Yeah, he's done. Well, let's get to the section we call Inform the Players. We tell you about what happened this week in PlayStation.
Well, keeping with the theme of games, here are your extra and premium
The entire
titles.
show's about games, Max.
Yeah. Well, here are your extra and premium games that are coming out on the 21st of this month, so 2 more days at time of recording. Teardown, PS5, PS4, which actually is available now.
Yeah, it's available now, yeah.
Came out 2 days ago.
I just pinged it to download on my phone. Because this feels like a very much, because it's kind of Minecrafty, but with guns and cars and explosions. Yeah. So my son will fucking love it. Absolutely love it.
Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen.
Now, which one's this? I seem to get Dragon's Dogma and Slay the Spire and one other game all mixed up.
Dragon's Dogma is like...
Is it the 2D Soulsborne?
No. Dragon's Dogma is High Fantasy Monster Hunter.
Then what the hell am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Salt and Sacrifice.
Sure, because that's so close to Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, in my head, they're all the same. All right?
So Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, I think this is the version with all the DLC.
Makes sense.
I'm super keen because Dragon's Dogma 2 is on Dragon Dogma 2 is on the horizon.
Yeah, March or something.
Yeah, rumor has it March. So we also have Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Maxi Boost on PS4.
Maxi Boost.
Maxi Boost.
That's how you know it's serious.
Dead Island Riptide, the definitive edition, PS4.
I think Dead Island 1 was a freebie semi-recently. So if you want to play all the Techland Zambies, go ahead. Because Dead Island 2 is awesome.
Superliminal, PS5, PS4.
Awesome game. So it's very, like, it's a real perspective-based.
Yeah, it's that, perspective.
There was a game that came out on PSVR recently that was similar, but this is not VR, but looks awesome. I think I have it on PC.
Yuden Chronicle Rising, PS5, PS4.
Web.
Nobunaga's Ambition, Taishi, PS4. And River City Melee Mark II.
What is that, River City? As in, like, River City...
River City Melee, yeah, I guess.
Alright, well, look, it's not an awesome list, but it's fine.
And then for your premium deluxe tiers, we have...
Shithouse.
Grandia, PS5, PS4. Jet Moto, PS5, PS4.
Apparently Jet Moto's sick, though, so...
Up, PS5, PS4.
Why is that Up as in Up, the Pixar movie?
I don't think so.
No, okay, that's good, because that'd be a very good game. Very sad.
Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series, PS5, PS4, and Parappa the Rapper 2.
Look, I think Parappa the Rapper is, like, understandably more of an iconic game to be there on your premium and your deluxe, and, like, I've heard good things about, like, some of those, like, Klonoa is another one that rings a bell, but, like, once
Grandia
again,
is pretty big.
The flying fuckhole is the PS Plus, might I add, just all the time.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Mute digging the mustache. Thanks, Mute. So here on the Twitch chat, I fucking hate the mustache. As I said at the start of the show, I hate it. I think it's disgusting. Y'all should donate Movember. I think my profile is just Betson. I don't know. Yeah, that's the whole reason I'm doing it, because I wouldn't, like, I look like I would do uncomfortable things to, like, small animals with this mustache, and I hate it. I should have grown out this part. I could have got, like, a little bit of a gross little goatee as well. I could look like a really shitty magician. There's still time. All right, let's go on to the next bit of news. Max, you've called this not-for-profit, ? Not-for-profit? Speaking of Japanese outlet AV Watch, thanks to PlayStation Lifestyle, Senior Vice President of the Platform Experience, Hideki Nishino, commented on the portal, the PlayStation Portal's use case and what the company hopes to achieve with the product. Quote, rather than profitability, we want to increase the amount of time we can play with PS5. If you can play anywhere, I think some people will definitely spend more time playing games. Now, so the reviews have come out for the PlayStation Portal. I don't think they came out after we last spoke. I'm oddly more interested than I was before. I did shoot an email to PlayStation Australia because they did announce that it's coming to Australia in February, which we speculated on last week. I want it because having to cart my PS5 with me when I go interstate for work is the worst. But we tried to play some online WWE while I was away, and the lag was horrible. So, I love the idea. I want to test it out. Pardon me, because I am going to Perth next year for the wrestling. Like to take it with me.
But hotel Wi-Fi is hot trash.
Yeah, that's the catch. The catch is hotel Wi-Fi, which is interesting because it may be in the game. Because, like, I did the speed test and it was like 40 megabits per second, which is pretty exceptional for internet, like, especially hotel internet. But the upload may not have been that nice, so it's disappointing. Still can't. Did
you like try just using, like, your phone's 5G?
No, because I had already sort of maxed out my phone internets, and as I haven't spoken to Optus yet and got my 200 gigabytes because they failed to be a functioning service for a day, I didn't want to, like, dive into it.
Up to
200. God,
you may not get 200. Also, apparently, if you're on specific plans, you're entitled to nothing.
Right.
Like if you're with Optus through, like, a reseller.
Nah, I'm with Optus through an ABN, so I'm technically in a business account.
So yeah.
But yeah, still can. I know it's not your, like, for you. It's not a use case at all. Like,
it's just Yeah, I very rarely use remote play as it is. I definitely wouldn't want to spend $350 on a device that only allows me to remote
Yeah.
play.
But yeah, look, so for me, it's more of a, hence why I reached out to PlayStation Australia and I was like, hey, is there a rental? Can we borrow it? Can we fuck with it for a little while and then send it back? We just want to, we want to test it out. Hey, we have a captive audience here, PlayStation show. Like, we tick a lot of the boxes. Let me mess with it, please. But yeah, would you take it to work?
No. No.
Mute in the chat does ask, is the portal still in stock or sold out? My understanding is that it's actually
sold out everywhere.
It's sold out everywhere in the US. Like it's very, very popular. It hasn't
and
released until February.
and the UK.
And
you
the
can't
UK.
even order it. You can't even order it through the PlayStation Store in UK or US.
Now, is this they made less than they expected, or they initially went with limited numbers with the intention of selling it out?
Do you know? It's a very niche use case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because there was an article that came out this week. They mentioned that they're not making a profit on it, like by design. And then I like your argument of would make it fucking cheaper. But like, it is one of those things where like $10.
Well, I don't understand how they can not make a profit on it at $340 Australian.
Yeah. Yeah. But once again, it could just be a scaling issue because they're not making as many as they would say a PS5. Like the cost per unit is therefore more potentially. Mute says, so my mind is telling me if it's sold out, it is good. See, but that's the other thing. We have to remember, like Nintendo with the Wii, which turned out to be pretty popular anyway, they intentionally restricted units with the idea of to create that artificial scarcity. So the idea is that everyone would just go and buy a Wii second that they saw it.
I mean, the other thing is it doesn't have fucking Bluetooth. Like you can't link a Bluetooth headset to it. You have to use
the new fancy pants one.
Yeah. Or obviously aux cable. There's it seems to have pretty decent battery life from all the reviews that are out there. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. If you have a use case for it, sure. I mean, it is definitely cool tech, but
yeah, like we've discussed it before here. Like, PlayStation have really set themselves to be the boutique sort of brand within the gaming space, like very Apple in a lot of ways. In that, like, oh hey, we've got this high, expensive luxury shit that like some people will buy and some people won't. But like it's there for those that want it. And when you're looking at, I don't know whether you've got the data in here, but recently it's looking like unreasonably high PlayStation Sony, console sales compared to Xbox, like disgustingly so. Like as in PS5 is just decimating.
We covered it last week.
Yeah, it was like 11% growth. To date in the life cycle, PS5 selling more than PS4 did. PS4 was exceptional. Xbox doing substantially worse. It's a rough time. In the chat, German does jump in. Hey, German. Goes, proprietary cables and plugs next. Well, PlayStation are known for their proprietary things. They did it with the Vita, specifically, around custom memory cards after the PSP got hacked to no end. So, speaking of the hacking, like I do wonder whether they're clearly using like an old Xperia sort of tablet for the portal. Like I do wonder if you pull it open, could you like put some local storage in there? Could you fuck with it? I'm going to find out. Alrighty, next.
So we lost our Twitter integration this week.
We talked about this last week as well.
X, yes. So since then, X has reached out to PlayStation to improve its integration of the social networking following its removal earlier in the
please come back.
Owner Elon Musk had previously said he'd personally look into the matter, and now a developer account has confirmed it's, quote, reached out to Sony to explore new integrations with the PlayStation 5 and PS4, including live streaming. While nothing has been officially confirmed at this stage, a spokesperson for the company has encouraged fans to stay tuned.
Yeah, I highly doubt that even if they get it back, it's going to be a thing.
Mm.
Now, granted, we're within our own little echo chamber here, right? But like, do you know anyone that uploads directly from their console to a social media platform?
No.
No. Everyone that I know, myself included, like if we take screenshots or whatever, I pull it off the app.
Yeah.
And then I upload it to wherever I want. You know, like I never do it direct. And I think I've done it once. And that was like, I think I remember doing it when Fallout 4 came out. I tried it to sort of mess with it, but I always found it like dodgy. I hate the keyboard on the console. I'd rather use my phone. You know, it's just a use case scenario.
Yeah,
It's much easier for me to fuck with it. So I understand they built in an entire like button just for this purpose. It'd be cute, and if they're willing to drop like apart from the potential cost, as we talked about with the what was it called? I want to say the SDKs,
the
APIs licensing. Yeah. That's just not worth, like, for the amount of people that use it, it's just not worth the cost. In the chat, Jerdman says Twitter doesn't even work for PC anymore. That's odd. I still can't post GIFs. I try to post a GIF and sometimes it just doesn't let me do it. It's so frustrating. Mute. I stream Discord on my PS4 and PS5, but do not know why they can't chat on PS4, be able to chat on the PS4 Discord. There is a thing that Max, you were so mad about the shitty Discord integration like X amount of years ago.
I'm still mad.
Like this year. It is. It's an absolute shithole of a way to do it. Yeah, and as Joe in the chat says, fucking GIFs. That's all I communicate. All I use is GIFs and voice memos. And I can voice memo people in Twitter DMs, so I appreciate that. But the lack of GIFs is a problem because I need GIFs. Next up, some patents, Max. Whenever Sony patents its ideas, the news tends to spread fast. The latest patent to make headlines, as spotted by Xputer, good name, actually sounds like something Sony could push ahead with. The documents reveal kind of a replay system, which would basically allow players to jump back to various points in a game's campaign and play through them again. The patent mentions the necessity of, quote, trigger points, end quote, markers at certain points in the game that need to be manually flagged by developers. In other words, this replay feature wouldn't just let you rewind to any point at any time, would let you do what? Yeah, sure. With that in mind, it sounds like this feature would probably have to be spearheaded by the likes of PlayStation Studios. If it is purely popular, maybe we'd see third-party devs pick up on it as well. So, my understanding of what this is essentially key moments in time within a game.
It's essentially like having a save state, like they do in their old emulated games, but they wouldn't be chosen by us, the players. They would be chosen by the developer, where they'd be like, so my guess, the use case for this would be like if you're making Let's Plays and they do trigger points at a boss fight. So German puts in the chat, aren't they just chapters? But if you could essentially set up, let's use Devil May Cry for an example, because that has chapters and levels. Let's say you wanted to do repeat a boss fight, but it's at the back end of a chapter as opposed to the front end of the chapter. You could set up a trigger point for the boss fight. Therefore, you wouldn't have to play through the entire chapter just to play the one section of the chapter that you wanted to play.
So another example that I think of is, we're talking about before with Control. So in Control, that towards the back end of the game, there is this really good sequence with the Ashtray? This big maze scenario, right? That rules. But the downside is, unless you save scum, like there is no way to just show someone that scenario. Like you would have to pull up a YouTube video and someone would get a view of them running through it. Where this way you could go, oh, let me just boot up Control, hit the trigger point that says take me to that maze section, and then you can run it and show your friends there and there. Then and there, I should say. You know, that is the way I think it would be done. So it allows for the replayability of very key and particular moments of a game. rather than like, yeah, as you mentioned, if you have to go in and play 8 hours to just pull one scenario. Yeah, it's an interesting decision. It is essentially just chapters, but I like that it can be tailored. But
I think it plays more to save states than chapters per se.
Yeah.
But it's hard because if it has to be done in their back end and we can't set the trigger points, it may defeat the purpose to a degree.
Yeah, it is one of those things where if they select what it is, and if it's something that you don't give a poo about,
yeah,
then how does that help you? Like, the idea is you want to, like, you want to show a scenario that they don't think is important, but to you it was.
Mm.
But I think it would be utter chaos if they allowed you to select your own trigger points also. Interesting.
To save states of 4.
Yeah.
Alright, let's talk some Naughty Dog.
Oh, man, we got so much Naughty Dog shit this week. We went from doing nothing to, like, a bunch.
So, Naughty Dog co-president and lead creative Neil Druckmann is being honored with the prestigious Andrew Goon Legend Award, which will be presented by the New York Video Game, which will be presented by the New York Video Game Critics Circle at the 13th Annual New York Game Awards, airing on the 23rd of January 2024. The award, which recognizes those individuals, quote, who have propelled the gaming world forward, celebrating their profound impact on an industry that continues to captivate and connect people worldwide, end quote. This award has previously gone to people like Hideo Kojima, Phil Spencer, Tim Schafer, Reggie, all the big hitters.
So, just to clarify, it is Yoon, Y-O-O-N, not Goon,
I did say Yoon.
Yeah, I heard Goon because I like the idea of there being the Goon Legend Award. Because Jared in the chat does ask, are we nominated? If there was the Goon Awards, I think that we could be classified as Goon Legends.
Goonies, maybe.
But no, I don't think Neil Druckmann is being honored for his ability to do a Goon of Fortune.
No.
Oh, what if he did though? Wouldn't that be rad?
He's not Australian enough. And
not Australian at all.
Exactly. NYVGCC President Harold Goldberg told Druckmann's many achievements and said, quote, Neil Druckmann's story is an inspirational one of self-determinism. He worked from an internship to being co-president at Naughty Dog. His skill for creating titles that constantly redefine cinematic gameplay and human-centric storytelling deserves celebrating. His efforts to create characters representing diverse backgrounds and perspectives have enriched content in AAA games. His brilliant work has been lauded with multiple New York Game Awards over the years, and we are honored to recognize him as this year's Andrew Yoon Legend Award winner.
Oh yeah, Andy Yoon. Look, I don't know the award until now, so I'm not gonna pretend I give a shit. But the Druck man is most definitely like a dude. You know, yeah. That's there you go. That's
cool.
tagline. It's factually correct.
Dr. Uckman is a dude.
Dr. Uckman is a dude. But yeah, in terms of his achievements, yeah, 100%. Like he as I said, he co-heads one of the biggest, most well-respected, from a development standpoint, studio in audience. You know, if you want to talk about like Rotten Tomatoes, audience score not so high. Disagree. I think Naughty Dog is effing fantastic. But yeah, especially when talking about the sort of that cross media. You know, with the recent Last of Us TV series being massive and him able to head behind that. And if someone like Hideo Kojima can get this award for their batshit, breed mix between, transmediary sort of things, then yeah, Druckmann totally should and is totally in there. Same as Schafer. Reggie Fils-Aimé he's pretty cool, I guess. But no, it is absolutely fantastic. I dig it a lot. It's good. Once again, I'll be like, yeah, congratulations on getting an award I've never fucking heard of before. Cool. I too could win awards I've never heard of. You've never heard of, I should say. Actually, no, we're never going to win an award. Are you shitting me? Speaking of award winning, Max, what's your stance on a game that is no less than 3 years old getting remastered?
It
doesn't fucking matter what you think, Max.
Bullshit.
Because it's coming anyway. After a series of leaks, Sony has officially announced The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is a thing. And it is launching on the 19th of January. It will feature graphical improvements, apparently, a brand new roguelike survival mode, which sounds very Max, and the ability to explore some COD content. But perhaps the most important piece of information is that if you own The Last of Us Part 2 on PS4, you'll be able to upgrade to the remaster for $10 dues. Probably like 25, 15, some bullshit number for Australian. It's not $10. What's more,
the deluxe cost.
Yeah.
It's the deluxe upgrade.
What's more, you can transfer your save data from the PS4 version. So according to yet more leaks, the Last of Us PlayStation Part 2 Remaster will launch the year. We know that one. So there is a trailer that's out. It's happening. It's real. No mention of PC.
I don't think the trailer is out, is it?
No, it's totally out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was rumbles around it yesterday morning, and then a couple hours later, PlayStation were like, "Yeah, no, it's true."
Yeah.
So now, Max, I know you like. Max has a very tough history with The Last of Us Part 2. You want to share your Last of Us Part 2 story again?
Yeah, I think this is. I think we've all heard this story.
Do you want me to cover, or are you happy to do it?
I'll give you the TLDR. We were lucky enough to be provided an early copy of The Last of Us 2. Shout out to PlayStation Australia. Ryan's like, we record after the embargo. Let's get it done. I'm like, okay. I sent my wife and child away for the day. I played the entire game from start to finish in a single 20-something hour sitting. And then Ryan didn't finish the game.
Bullshit, I didn't. I finished it ahead of the embargo, but I didn't do it in a day. It was to the minute. Like, I finished it like an hour before we started recording, but I didn't go as ham as you did. So, for me, I thought the game was tremendous. I certainly think there are points that you can nitpick about it, but from a visual standpoint, I thought it was fantastic. From a story that pushes against what you would think would work in a video game is incredible. It's sort of what's that word I'm looking for? Like, it turns your expectations or whatever. Yeah, big win. Love that. Character work is very, very cool. I got really mad at it. I got really sad at it. Game's brilliant. Max, because of his very compact experience, has slightly different experience. Slightly different thoughts.
It was fine. No game should be played in a single sitting.
No.
That's on me.
And also, that game was way longer than it should have been.
Yeah, I thought it was going to fit. It fucking Lord of the Rings Return to the King me. I got up and went, oh, that was a great finish.
Is this the ending? No, there's 7 more endings afterwards.
Look, the game won Game of the Year in 2020.
Deservingly so.
2020. Hasn't even been 3 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't need a remake.
It's remaster.
Remaster, sure. Some of the justification around this is, but what about all the people who want to jump on board because they've watched
That's exactly the reason. Yeah.
You could fucking buy it digitally on PS4 and play it on your PS5. Even if you don't own a PS4, You can still fucking play the game. You don't need to make it again. It doesn't need to be done this early. Naughty Dog is one of PlayStation's big tentpole studios, and these guys have only released 3 things since PS5, and they've all been fucking re-released older PlayStation games.
That's true.
Like, I get the new IP takes time, but stop re-releasing your greatest hits. You motherfuckers aren't retiring. You're not on your greatest hits tour.
You're not John Farnham, for fuck's sake. Max.
Yeah.
All right. So here is my...
It is still playable in a really great way.
Okay, here it is. Yes, you are correct. However, we as individuals that know and understand it makes sense to us. Like, why we just pay the PS4 version. The average consumer, spoilers, dumb as fuck. So if they see, they buy a PS5 and they go, oh, it's PS4 though, they won't buy it. But if they see it's PS5, they'll go, yeah, I'll buy that. That's why it's worth. It's not for us.
No, I disagree. Because if you've got a digital only PS5 and you open the PlayStation Store, you can purchase Last of Us 2 with no problem, and they won't even know the difference. That's a bullshit argument. I disagree.
But it's the only, it's and the thing. Sorry, that's the reason. The reasoning is based off the TV series. It's trying to literally sell people at full price a game that's come out already. That's the answer. Is that wrong? No. Is it is it technically illegal? No. Is it like not the best decision to make? 100%. I wouldn't. It's shitty. It's a shitty ass decision. Am I going to play it again? Yeah, probably. Because I thought it was fantastic. But then again, I have to be very aware that like, am I ready to be that painfully depressed? Because it will happen. Yeah, because and that's the big thing is the games came out 3 years ago. They can't really charge full price for it. The best they can get is like $20, really, right? They can't do that. This is their ability to tap an old market again. Now, I looked at those side-by-side screenshots, PS4 to PS5, couldn't tell the fucking difference. It looked fantastic the first time, looked fantastic the second time. The roguelite thing, yeah, that looks interesting. You love roguelites, that could be fun. It's not factions, though.
Now, granted, as friend of the show Joel put in our chat earlier this morning when I complained, Joel from Anigamer, they did this shit with The Last of Us originally. Game came out in 2013, and the motherfuckers remastered it in 2014. Mm-hmm. So
my follow-up point to all of this is they have nothing left to remaster. So this whole Naughty Dog remastering gimmick is done. They can't do it. There's nothing left for them to do.
But is it? Because as far as we know, the only other thing that they're working on is on ice. So what are they doing?
What about that? What about that potential Uncharted sequel?
And I would imagine that, you know, their whole team's not working on remastering their old games. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, that too. But that's what I'm saying. It's like there's no excuse now. They can't be like, oh well, we'll just I imagine they had some sort of agreement they had to release X amount of games. I don't think that makes sense really. So if they go, oh, well, we needed to release a game, let's just do this, done, win. But I agree with you. It is kind of insane that their last 3 games and there are only 3 games on this new generation are remasters and remakes. They are allegedly the most prestigious studio. I would argue that is Spider-Man. It was the Uncharted the Legacy Collection.
In 2022, we got Last of Us Part 1 in 2022, and we're getting Last of Us Part 2 in 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, is it needed? No. Yes. Am I going to buy it? Well, I'll ask for a code, and then I'll play it, and I'll enjoy it, because it's fucking fantastic. But it's a tough one. And, like, once again, now that they've re-released Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy, I don't see them doing, like, upscaling the Uncharted collection, like 1, 2, and 3.
No, we're gonna get fucking Jack and Daxter.
No, there's no chance they're gonna do Jack and Daxter. That is like way too long ago. Like that's not the game. They are not the games that Naughty Dog cares about anymore. So no, I don't see that happening. But yeah, wouldn't be Sly Cooper either. All right, next one.
Oh, that's not me, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you.
Naughty Dog has announced that head of technology Christian Gierling is leaving after his 17-year career with the studio. Gierling began working at the studio as a programmer on Uncharted Drake's Fortune, eventually serving as studio vice president in 2020 and being appointed the head of technology earlier this year. Naughty Dog did a post on Twitter or X thanking Gierling for his nearly 2-decade-long service, wishing him, quote, the best of luck on where his path leads next. Travis McIntosh will succeed him as Naughty Dog's new head of technology.
Cool. Look,
he's fed up with the remasters too. He's like,
yeah, he's like, I'm head of technology. You know what that means? New technology, you fucks. I do not want to dick about on the PS4 anymore. Can I please go to something else? No, look, everyone's with the potential noose of factions not being something. Everyone's like, oh, is this like? No, it's been 17 years. If I've done anything for 17 years, I'm gonna be like, can I do anything else? Is it suspicious? Potentially, but also unlikely. Yeah. All right, Max Game Awards. Let's fucking get into it. So Jeff Keighley over the last week has announced all of the nominated games for this year's The Game Awards ceremony, which will be taking place on Thursday, the 7th of December in the US of A. Across many different categories, the likes of Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 appear the most, both with an impressive 8 nominations, including the overall Game of the Year. As for the games at PlayStation Studios, it's 7 votes for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, with Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Audio Design, Best Performance, Innovation in Accessibility, and Best Action Adventure game categories. Now, Max, you and I will talk primarily around the Game of the Year, but we'll probably talk about the other categories at a later date. So the Game of the Year nominees are Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Ponder.
So the big one's missing this year, Starfield. Didn't get a look in.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Isn't it? So this is
Final Fantasy 16, Rob. No.
Final Fantasy 16 is interesting.
Final Fantasy 16 is going to get fucked on because that poor bastard's up against Baldur's Gate 3 for RPG of the Year.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, you're looking at this list. Now, granted, I've played all of them but 2. I haven't played Wonder, but it's the Nintendo game and it's Mario, and they do consistently make of a good quality. So I can't contest to that.
It's also a 2D Mario, so
yeah,
and they do tend to be better received than their 3D counterparts.
True, and
anyway.
And Tears of the Kingdom is allegedly really good. I disagree because I haven't played it, and the first one wasn't. And Breath of the Wild is also subpar. Alan Wake 2, haven't played enough of it, but from what I'm experiencing, it looks good, plays good, feels good. It subverts expectations and like it's weird. It's beautifully weird, very similar to Control, as I mentioned. Baldur's Gate 3 is an absolute given, and I think it's going to be the winner, no question. Marvel Spider-Man 2, I'm glad it made the list. Fantastic. Resident Evil 4 Remake, I think that's mostly nominated because of the love of Resident Evil 4. The remake is very good. It's still a very good game. Should it be in there?
Yeah, well, that's a bigger question. Like, do remakes, remasters deserve to be in the highlight when there's other
brand new fucking games?
Yeah,
that is a big question. What's your stance on that? What do you think?
I mean, I would prefer remakes than remasters hit that list.
Yeah, this is a remake technically, so it's okay.
I also think it depends on how vastly different it is, because I think we had this chat a couple of days ago, shortly after the list came out, where I used the example of Final Fantasy VII. Like, that game, that remake is so vastly different to what the original game was. It is kind of its own new thing at this point. Whereas, for the most part, Resident Evil 4 is essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
You're just playing in a different perspective.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, like,
So that's
the development team that make it obviously deserve credit because they have made something. It's not like they've just copied and pasted their way through it. They haven't copied someone's homework and changed the name. But it's one of those things like, should we be celebrating new IPs more than what we are versus putting remakes in? Like, arguably, the game is great. Like, and there's no denying that. But, does it deserve to be in the Game of the Year list and not just cap out at the action adventure nomination? Or I can't remember where else it got nominated. I think it was action adventure game. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, no, I agree with you in a lot of ways there. Remaster, not so much. Remake, yeah, because as you mentioned, like, there are fundamental differences between Resident Evil 7 original, Resident Evil 7 remake. That do it's such an incredible step up and improvement.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to clean up.
Oh, 100%. Without a doubt. The interesting thing here, it is, and like, let's play fanboy for a moment. There is no Microsoft representation anywhere. I think Forza, maybe?
I don't think, yeah, Forza's had a look at, but I don't think there's been a Xbox Studio Game of the Year nomination in like
10 years. Yeah, a long time. And I think everyone thought like Starfield should have been the one, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Why do you think, Max, Starfield did not make this list?
Well, I'm surprised that Nintendo snuck in with 2, because normally you don't see 2. I honestly thought that Starfield was going to sit where Super Mario Bros. Wonder is. That was my original list was Alan Wake, Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man. I had Final Fantasy in place of
I would have put FF in there too.
I had Final Fantasy instead of Resi, and I had Starfield instead of Mario. I had Tears of the Kingdom. That was my 6. It's cool. It's just I mean, you look at the games that have come out this year, and even like the back end of last year after the cutoff date. Like, Octopath Traveler 2 was fantastic. That didn't even get nominated in any category.
But this, once again, like, we've talked about this before. The Game Awards has
came out in like March.
Yeah, Game Awards has this incredible problem of recency bias, where like, if your game, like, the cutoff is what, November of the year before. If your game came out in December, you're fucked. Your game could be the best fucking game ever, and it will not matter because you will not be in consideration for the next year. If you, like, once again, let's have a look at this, right? Baldur's Gate, so Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man, and Resident Evil 4. Sorry, try that again. Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man, Super Mario Brothers Wonder all came out within a month of the cutoff date. Recency bias. They are all really good. That's very, very true. However, what about all the other, like, where's, like, Jedi Survivor was really cool. Fallen Order got a lot of love.
I mean, at least that got nominated. It's in some categories.
Oh, is it really? That's good.
I believe so.
I think, actually, yeah, say that. I think it did. Let me have a look. What other games have I played this year? I'm going through the list. Why, like, Hogwarts Legacy? I understand why it wasn't in there, mostly because of the hooping and a hollering about the game. But it's like, if you take away all the crying about it, it's pretty good. Would you put it in the game of the year?
I stacked against what's in there, no.
I feel that.
But I also don't think it got a look in at all.
Yeah. No, of course it did. No way.
Like, not just in the game of the year, it didn't get anything.
No, there is no way. You truly think that would have gone in there when a vast majority of the nominations are done by games journos? And who are the ones bitching and whinging about Hogwarts Legacy? Games journos. No chance. No chance at all. Even though they allegedly boycotted it, but they all played it. Let us know what you think. What games should have been nominated, or do you think what games will win? Let us know.
Well, there you go. Starfield got 1 nomination.
Oh yeah,
for best RPG. So it's against the likes of Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Sea of Stars, and Lies of P.
Well, because I'm glad Sea of Stars got in there, and also in terms of the indie, Joeman says Dredge. Yeah, why is Dredge not in there? Dredge fucking ruled.
I think Dredge is in there.
Oh, drum
best
roll.
best indie game and best debut indie game.
Yeah, good. I know I sound dumb as shit being like, is that in there? Is that in there? Because I don't really care that much. Like, the Game Awards to me don't have the prestige they should. Like, I care about it on the day when I'm watching it. And I'll go, yeah, I'll watch that. Yeah, sure, why not? That's about it. All right, quick biddies, Max. Wait, is this you or me?
Yeah, it's me.
Yay!
Ooh, quick biddies. All right. You can get 6 months of Apple Music for free with your PlayStation 5.
Ooh.
Apparently there's a way to do it. I don't know. I put this in the quick bits because there wasn't a ton of information about it, but Embracer Group has let go of 900 employees during this quarter. For some perspective, that's 5% of their total staff.
Yeah, so things aren't going well in the Embracer Group.
Yeah, it's what happens when you buy a bunch of shit and don't do anything with it. Sega has stated that they're interested in adapting Persona and Like a Dragon into movies.
Ooh.
The Persona anime series are pretty good.
Like a Dragon there was a themed AEW match as of last week. So that was sure, why not?
As we alluded to earlier, rumor has it Dragon's Dogma 2 has a March of 2024 release date due to a leak. Okay. And Fortnite fans aren't happy that their cosmetics are now age-gated.
What do you mean?
So so if you've purchased a bunch of skins and Epic have decided that some of those skins are for mature audiences only, you can't use them even though you own them. They are blocked out.
Like what? Like John Wick with his ballsack out? Like what are they're all kid friendly. What?
Apparently
like
they're
does Goku Kamehameha out of his bumhole or something? Like why? How are they deemed adult?
I don't know. All I know is that people are super pissed. I'll quickly Google. Let's have a look.
Oh, well, while Max does a Google, I'll let know what games that are coming out this week. November 20th, you get In Stars and Time, PS5, PS4. Nothing to do with the game, I just yawned. November 21, Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, Lord of Nothing, PS4. November 21, Wordless, PS5, PS4. November 22, Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection, PS5, PS4. November 22, also, Re de Cherish, Red Cherish, whatever, PS4. November 22, Cetrus. 23rd, Alina of the Arena, PS5. And the 24th, Truck and Logistics Simulator, because you're a giant fucking dork.
Alright, so 7% of all skins are age restricted.
Okay.
So it is basically there appear to be two main categories of restriction based on two specific elements.
Okay.
The first is guns or gun-related elements.
Everyone has guns.
If a skin has something like a pistol in a holster attached to it, or even grenades or ammo clips in a belt, then it is age restricted.
The entire game has guns.
Much like the more recent Lara Croft skin, because she has a pistol on her hip.
She got big honking titties. Yeah, it probably doesn't
age-gated. Age-gated. Many have pointed out the extreme irony of this, given that Fortnite is a teen-rated game built on the idea of killing each other with dozens and dozens of different guns in a battle on the map. But Epic wants to carve out some sort of gun-free version of creative that means you cannot use your paid-for skins there if there's even a pistol on their hip. Epic has even gone so far as to change the loading screens and even the icons for the game to feature characters that are no longer holding guns. The second category is more nebulous, which they would describe mainly as, quote, scary things. This is a class of skins and cosmetics that are not armed, but simply deemed too intense for under 10 audiences. This is a wide range of things, including a weird-looking monkey robot, back bling, the spray of Midas, the main game character looking too scary, a skin that looks similar to Venom. Yeah.
This is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. Now, once again, it's a teen game. Why are you pandering to kids that are younger than the age at which you deemed appropriate for them to play your game? I understand that many kids do play the game, but that's their parents' fucking problem. My child is 7. He wants to play Fortnite, and I don't let him. You want to know why? Because I'm a good fucking parent.
The move has been criticized as deeply out of touch with its community, who is pushing back against the Robloxification of Fortnite. Once again, this seems like a move by Tim Sweeney to further his metaverse ambitions by making large chunks of Fortnite creative friendly to, quote, all ages, which means no guns and no scary faces.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And do you know how you get around this? You just set your age older.
Yeah.
God Good times. Oh, here you go. There's a fucking complete list of age-restricted skins.
Oh, how long's the list?
I'll pick out the big ones. Okay, so Leon's out, Claire's out, Lara's out, Harley Quinn out, Demogorgon out, Doctor Doom out, Black Widow out, Visitor out, Predator out, Deadpool out. Holy crap.
Wow. Because Deadpool has swords? Oh, yeah, he has guns on his hips, doesn't he?
Wait, whatever. Fucking ad block. Meowsles out because fucking swole cat's too hot kill.
Everyone's getting weird boners, so I have to take it out.
Xenomorph out. Yellow Jacket out.
Because it looks scary, I guess.
Classic.
That is
some of their own skins are out too. Some of their so dumb.
That is so dumb. So dumb.
Mute, I think Doctor Doom's out because of his scary look, not because he has weapons displayed. Same with like the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Predator.
The Demogorgon is known for its sick fucking like AK. Like it comes out, it goes and then just one of those big automatic shotguns. Just dong 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 dong.
Agent Peely, the big banana, is out. Fucking dumb. It's the funniest shit ever.
It's absolutely stupid. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us for this week's episode of the show. We appreciate everyone taking the time to listen to our bullshit.
It's because he's naked under the arm mute.
Who is me?
Oh.
Mute in the chat goes, he's not scary, he's to do with an armor and a cape. Yeah, it's because he's got his dick out. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, Kratos is removed because you could see his, you could see his bollocks through his little kilt thing. Yeah, look, oh my god, that is so fucking dumb.
It's great. It's so good. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
But as we were saying, thank you everyone for joining in this week. We appreciate you checking us out, listening to our bullshit. It's always a laugh. As we say, time is the most precious thing we have in this world, and yet you chose to spend it with us. It's a judgment call on you, I suppose, but thank you regardless. Max, let's not take too much more of their time. Let's send them home.
You know the drill, everybody. This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, come and check out our socials: Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and X. All of those links can be found in the description below.
If you want to join the conversation as it happens, go over to twitch.tv/PopCulturists, where you can watch us record this show live. We can jump in the chat and you can become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation Pod. If you are listening to us on podcast service, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you watch us on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. I endeavour to answer every single comment. And if you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopculturists, as well as our merchandise store, PopCulturists shop, wearing my shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'll be enjoying my age-appropriate skins on Fortnite. No, Max Cooper.
And that was for the players. Does that mean that now that they're age restricted, are we going to get like some really inappropriate adult ones now? Can I just run around as like a giant weenus?
You haven't heard of their collaboration with American Pie? They're bringing it back, baby.
Oh man, God, because that movie has not aged well at all.
It's their new game mode, the Naked Mile.
Oh, I love how you reference not even the main ones, like the fucking B movies, the American Pie Presents. Oh, well done.
Yeah.